Welcome back. So, after you all complete your evening's rest, you all gather for breakfast the next morning. Some probably a little more awkward than others.
What do you mean?
But nevertheless, meals are had, supplies are gathered, and Dagon preps to take you out once more into the icy tundra towards your nearby destination of the A2 excavation. So, do you have everything you need? Anything you wish to do before you leave, or?
Oh, we have to check in. We have to check back in.
Yes. With Udalafan, please.
Jester,
Yes.
Jester, I found this pill box. Do you take all of these now?
Yeah, I need them all.
Wow.
Yeah, my doctor recommends.
Okay.
You know, I have a high blood pressure.
I have Metamucil and grape nuts in the breakfast mix.
What's this can of liquid?
There's one for every day.
Sure, yes.
Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag. Yeah,
Grape nuts are good.
Grape nuts are good.
they are good for your bowels.
You're a crazy person.
Yeah.
It just is like
That's
you're
gravel and
eating-
milk.
That's bullshit.
I used to eat grape nuts, but you have to pour sugar over the top of them.
Well,
Right, because they suck.
Yeah, there's certain cereals that are just, you're just taking penance. Like you're trying to make up for something you did wrong in your life, and
Yeah.
this is your way of feeling better
Grape
about
nuts
it.
feel like they never go away in the bowl. Like as you eat them, they regenerate. You can't see it. It just looks
Like I
milk.
said,
sediment.
penance.
Pretend I was the rock guy.
This time brought to you by grape nuts.
So anyway,
There.
is there anything else you would wish to do before you make to the next leg of your adventurous
I'm
journey?
just exfoliating my colon.
Exfoliating? Alrighty.
Yes, we're sending a message to Udalafan.
Yes.
All right.
Is there anything else you want me to say, Bo, or is it just what did you find?
Oh, right.
She's got the info.
Yeah, I didn't. It would take
that's
me a
fine.
minute. Okay.
Checking back in. What did you find?
Gonna be.
If you don't have enough words, find someone that can send a message to Bo. It's a spell. I'm sure they can figure it out.
So they can figure.
The response comes to you. Good morning. It was difficult to research, but we found something. Records say of the multiple wards of the lost city of Aor, the Cognosa ward was a section of the city.
Cognosa ward.
Home.
So it's just a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood. It's not a person. It's not a thing. It's a neighborhood.
To which a follow-up message comes to you.
Oh wait, send it to Bo. I guess it sends to me.
Whichever works, it's fine as long as the information goes through.
Continuing the conversation to you, just because
It's weird.
it's weird to otherwise be like finish half a conversation to one person to the next.
Yeah.
Somnovum
Somnovum?
has something to do with the leadership of that particular ward. That is all that we have.
That was super helpful.
That is awesome.
Thank you so much. Bo is super excited about that information. You rock.
Yeah.
Talk soon.
No further response. You sense likely some appreciation from that.
The Mines of Cognosa orchestrated as its escape. So like some sort of mage.
Cerberus assembly of its time.
Yes, 100%.
And they jettisoned their own neighborhood while Aor was being destroyed, or Aor jettisoned them.
Or maybe they brought down Aor, contrary to popular belief,
From inside.
to somehow save themselves.
Maybe they figured out how to save themselves and the people in that ward by destroying everything.
The rest of the city or
Yeah.
something.
Or at least turning themselves into something that could survive.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had very good rationalizations for themselves.
Why bring back the Somnovum to become one of the great minds?
Okay. All right. We should
We're so ready for this.
head to A2 and
A2,
try
yeah,
to
we're
get
almost
a
there.
crest.
What's better than one all-powerful circle of mages, but two all-powerful circles of mages?
And
Are we one of the two?
No, we are not.
It was really over.
Are you including the dynasty? Is that the third? Or is that like a broken one? You know what? Let's not count.
That's like a
mages.
half circle, or
They are our ancestors.
Ah. Let's press on.
Me too.
A2.
All right. Get your shit and follow. He pushes his way out into the snow. You all follow suit and begin the final leg of your trek. You continue on for roughly 3 or so hours before you find yourselves approaching.
Do we lose our exhaustion?
Yes.
You do, yes.
Yeah.
we clean as well.
So you are now good. You begin to notice you approach a small, jagged range of rocky hills and small spires that seem to peek through the snow and ice. Advancing up the rough slopes, eventually, Dagon leads you to a rope climb to a small cliff face above. And looks over to the rest of you. All the previous times I've brought people here for the trek, they all kind of went up that way. Come on. He goes and wraps the rope and then hand over hand lifts him and his chair up along the cliff face.
Damn.
Before eventually getting to the edge, and you can see there's like a metallic pike of some kind that's jammed into the rock, and he uses that to lift himself over, and then with one strong show of core strength, get him and the chair up onto the cliff face. So you coming? And he wheels off.
Sure, just like that.
I want his upper body strength.
I want that.
Can I have
horseman.
that?
That's very impressive. I'll go for it if no one else. Just that way, there's more people for me to fall on. Guidance.
Go for it.
Is it acrobatics or?
We'll say for the purposes of this, it's a challenge, but with a little bit of help, with some of your friends, one by one, you can all make it there. I'm not going to have to make a whole skill check to have to climb 25 feet.
Fair. I would.
So I love you jumping into it. Though.
I would fall.
Great.
I would fall anyway, which is why I was excited.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, to be fair, you could be Yasha's chair. She could probably carry you up the same way.
Oh, thank you.
Fezzik.
Not using your legs? Yeah.
Yep. Very
Great.
You just stopped me from falling and turning into a T-Rex in response.
All right.
Oh,
As you all eventually climb to the top, you only see before you this kind of pockmarked snow and slate plateau at the top. Still jagged in places, but it seems to have leveled off at this point. And at first glance, you don't really see any signs of an excavation.
I'd be careful where you step.
It's just rocks everywhere?
Oh, the snow may have covered up the edge.
Yeah, we just recently went through a snowstorm. You don't want to fall through any crevices.
Dagon kind of looks over to you and goes, "That's very astute of you. I did take one crew here once before, and they had a fellow that walked out and just vanished.
Yeah.
I mean, they eventually found him, a little broken in the bottom, but somewhere around here there's kind of an illusory blanket hiding the entrance. So just
How do we find it?
carefully."
I'll throw up detect magic
Nice.
Okay.
and start slowly inching along.
You detect a mass illusion that blocks a large portion of this region. It is permanently installed, it seems.
Okay.
But you could try and scan through and see if you could peer through it for those who
I will.
are of like mind. All right, make an investigation check.
Guided.
Natural 20.
Yeah, let's go.
To a total of.
With investigation? 31.
Whoa.
With a brief glance, you immediately can see the pattern out there, and there's a little bit of a shimmer where as you focus, you can see there's kind of an echo in the shadow. And there you can tell there is a very faint opening. And once you see that, you kind of point it out to everybody else, and the illusion seems to almost, once you click in, it's like seeing a magic eye image, where once you focus, all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, that's been there the whole time.
Indiana Jones' Invisible Bridge.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Good pull.
Sailboat.
You did
I
there.
turn to the group and carefully say, go.
You bastard.
Beneath this illusory self, as you get low, you can actually look beneath the line, because as you walk towards it, you can see elements of your heels begin to kind of absorb into the snowfall that's glided the area, but there's no resistance in the snow. Peering beneath, you can see there is a 15-foot chasm a little ways ahead of you.
Whoa.
That just descends directly below, and you can already see what looks to be kind of a rickety series of wooden steps and platforms that begin to spiral down the side.
Those look safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way down, right?
Yeah, apparently. You all have fun. I'm gonna set up camp somewhere around here out of sight. But
Yes, hide.
About to say, best be out of sight.
The last time we went up, they had killed the scout, the person that was standing guard, so...
Right, so the same folks that were
Yeah.
out there, they're coming as well?
Probably.
Good to know. I'm gonna be... You can do that weird mistress thing, right?
I can.
Just let me know when you're coming back, 'cause I'm gonna be ways off.
Okay.
Stay out of sight, a little tucked away. All right, good luck. Don't die.
Thank you.
If you do, just leave some gold.
Sure.
All right. And he heads off in kind of this would be a northwestern direction from where you currently stand, trying to find some path out of sight. So, who would like to descend first, and in what order?
I'll go first. And I'll look for traps.
All right. Who'd be going after? There is just enough room to go single file around the edge of this chasm. So who would be next after?
I look at Veth and I unbuckle my goggles.
Oh, yes. that's
Still not a gift.
right. Sure.
Just.
Oh, I dropped it.
Wow, that could not have gone worse.
You're 3 feet away!
Don't worry, mate. Got him.
A massive monster groan comes up the door.
I'll go next.
All right.
I'll go after that.
I'll go up.
So Bo, are you going after Veth?
No.
So Yasha, and then who's after Yasha?
I am.
Caduceus.
Caduceus already,
I'll go after you.
Okay.
and then Jester.
Cleric in the middle.
Caleb takes the rear.
And then
Girl, turn
you're after Thor, then?
I'll go last. I'll bring up the rear. So.
What part of
also
Caleb
takes the rear. There's 2 rears.
You guys get to decide who gets to be in the rear.
I mean, that's her.
Boulder
You can say
Parchment
that
Shears.
Boulder
Parchment
Parchment
Shears.
Boulder Parchment Shears.
I was just gonna let her push me out of the way,
Oh,
but
well, that works too.
whatever we like.
Boulder,
Do you want to? I was just, squishy people in the middle. So. Protecting what's most valuable,
Boulder Parchment Sheet.
Do it.
All right.
Weird with 2 people.
It is.
I'll play.
Eins, zwei, drei. What?
Oh, shit. Sorry. Keep going. I don't know.
1, 2, 3.
1,
It was
2,
a
hit.
Zemnian. I've always done 1, 2, 3 shoot.
We can't even get it right when it's as intended.
Huh?
Nothing.
You were
Continue.
going so slow, it kind of threw off the rhythm. Is it? So, okay, we're going on 4, we're
1, 2,
going on
3
3.
shoot, or whatever you do, I'll do.
What's the Zimian way?
We will rock you. Thump, thump, thump.
Eins, zwei, drei, shoot. Eins, zwei, drei, shoot.
Nine, five, try, shoot.
Shoot, throw on
No.
4. Throw on 4.
All right. Throw on 4, throw on 4, throw on 4.
Eins, zwei, drei, shoot.
All right, go.
Eins, zwei, drei, shoot. Fuck.
Oh.
Eins, zwei, drei, shoot. Oh. Caleb takes the rear.
Alrighty.
Very important.
It's over or under, you guys? Over or under?
All right.
Go, 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 go.
So you're looking for traps, you said?
I'm looking for traps.
Make an investigation or perception check, your call.
Investigation. Yes. 26.
26. All right. Glancing about, you don't see any traps. You do see the relatively dangerous nature of the platforms that you're descending on. A lot of the wood here has been weathered. And you can see the platform isn't continuous. It'll continue and spiral down with some like heavy steps, some steep steps, and then the platform will just stop. There is a rope that drops down about 30 feet, and then there is the next platform that switches back. But every single platform you reach, the minute it takes any weight, you hear that. Next step.
Oh, God.
Doesn't sound good for us non-monks.
I know.
But no traps.
Okay.
So you all continue to follow suit, carefully making your way.
Just paying attention to the sound. Should we get out a length of rope and just hold on to that shit?
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Wait, all of us hold the same rope? So if one person falls down, they pull everyone else with them?
No, everyone else catches that person.
Well,
Everyone has
the
a chance
weight
of-
distribution is hopefully in the favor of the group and not the one person falling. Not that I'm a
I
physicist.
see that as a charm bracelet going
Right.
off the side.
Right.
Well,
We could do a science experiment. I will turn into a bat.
you know,
Okay.
Rope?
rope.
Rope.
Yeah.
We're not tied to it. We're just holding on to it. So
Yeah.
if you let
50 feet
freak
of
out, you
rope.
can let
Everybody
go.
wrap it around your wrist, grab it, and pass it to the person in front of you.
All right. Continuing further down,
Further down.
the pit goes 60, 80, 100 feet down. The daylight fades as shadow begins to take the path downward. You, thankfully, with the goggles you borrowed from Bo, can keep an eye, but eventually you're going to need an additional light source as no sunlight is making its way through.
Both.
Well, I can do the globules, yeah.
I
Just
can light up too.
Okay.
keep them fairly dim.
Okay.
They're already dim, but more so.
You got it. Continuing down, you notice as the platform begins to shift to the left, the pit begins to angle slightly, almost like the slope begins to form, and immediately you can see there is a sheet of ice that is gathered, making it extremely slick. However, the last length of rope on that final platform before reaching this section continues down, and you could rappel carefully down the side of the ice if you'd like.
Yeah.
For each of you rappelling down, I would like you to make either an athletics or acrobatics check.
Should we disconnect from our rope?
Yeah.
Keep on our rope.
Yeah, we need to let go.
Okay.
Athletics or acrobatics?
28 for me.
Great choice.
16.
19.
19.
Boy.
28.
24.
23.
20 total, and then also some unarmored movement wall walking shit.
You got it.
Dope monk shit.
So as all of you begin to rappel
Yeah, man.
down the edge of the slope, it only goes for about 15, 20 feet before it then continues into another drop into black nothingness below. And about 15 feet below the rotation into a solid pit once more, the walls give way. So suddenly you are just lowering yourself into a black abyss
By rope.
by rope.
And you rolled a what?
And as you guys are realizing that, Caleb, partway into the rappelling, your feet go out from under you. As you try and reach for the rope, your other foot kind of kicks the rope out from the side as the way you fall, and you're on your back, upside down, sliding down the ice.
Is he sliding past all of us since he was last?
He would be, yes.
So can we try to catch him on the way?
The next person from there would be Beauregard.
Oh.
Go ahead and make,
Let's go DMS.
I will say, go
Missile.
ahead and make an athletics check on this one.
I will say, grabbing things, strength. Oh, wait. Is he a missile?
I will say no.
Okay, that's fair. Not great, 15.
That's enough.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It wasn't terribly challenging, but because the arrangement and he was the last one, thankfully, that did work in your favor. So as he streaks by, you're just now cresting over the edge and you see him scrape past. You reach out, grab him, and the rope kind of lurches for a second just from the physicality of everything. And you all hear that as Bo groans with the shoulder being pulled like ever so faintly out of the socket before she pulls it back in. But you are caught. And as you all below are kind of dangling now, any sort of movement at the top of the rope just sends further waves down to the rest of you who are just free dangling.
What's going on?
Whoa! Are you holding? Yeah, I'll climb back up a little bit. And I'll
Grab
pull-
like a booster his ass or something.
Yeah, I actually grab his like shins with my arm and like push him back over to the rope. Do you have it?
It takes a moment, but you do manage to readjust yourself and get back a hold of the rope.
Your physical prowess has saved my magic for another day.
Oh, fucking, I think you broke my shoulder. It's okay.
140 pounds.
That's a lot.
So, Veth, do you continue to descend into the rope?
I'm descending the rope.
As you begin to lower down into the dark expanse, you can look up at the roof where the pit was, and you can see that it's a hole in a ceiling. The ceiling itself is an odd, almost pyramid-like apex from what little bit of light there is, but it's a gradual separation that then goes into darkness. You cannot see the walls, you cannot see where it ends, but you are at not the direct apex, but some element near the top of this angled, vaulted roof. You continue to lower down, looking for any sign of floor or end to this. But because the light sources are above you, you're having to rely upon the catching up of Caduceus and Caleb. Even with your dark vision goggles, you don't have the most extreme vision. Eventually you glance down, because it gives you 60 feet, right? Or is it 50, 30 feet?
Goggles?
Yeah.
60 feet.
60 feet?
Yeah.
You do begin to see the floor, begin to approach finally, and it brings a sense of relief to you. Glancing below, you can already see that there's a tangled spread of broken shale and small patches of snow all across the floor below you. It is a broken mess of a floor, but it looks safe to land. And the rope that you're on does eventually come and curl to the bottom with an additional 40 to 50 feet of slack.
Yeah.
You lower down, you touch, and look up as each of you carefully, one by one, descend to the bottom of this chamber. Looking up, you can just barely see the faint bit of light that, by comparison to this dark interior, you can see just the faintest essence of reflected daylight that just barely outlines, like the very, very tiniest sliver of an eclipse where you first arrived. As you look around you, you can see what looks to be remnants of tools, some pickaxes. You can see a couple of empty, discarded oil lanterns. You can see what looks to be a bedroll of some kind that's been placed at the side. This looks like a camping location for excavation crews that have come through. But it seems most everything, at least in the immediate vicinity, has been picked clean or destroyed.
I'm going to cast Locate Object.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to find a threshold crest.
Okay. It doesn't quite click in yet, but there is a duration on that, correct?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay, good to know. Right as you finish that, you hear a voice ring out from the shadow around you. Halt! You are surrounded! Identify your purpose and allegiance, or be shot down where you stand.
Do we have any idea or indication of accent?
Yeah.
You would
That
gather...
Italian.
Tony! Holy shit, dude!
It's been so long!
What are you doing here? It's been 10 years.
You've heard elements of it seem to be Empire-ish. Some regions around Hupperduk seem to lean into this variation within kind of the Zemnian region, so it does seem to have an element of Empire root.
We are of the Empire from outside of Rexentrum, although we travel far afield on official business.
Under whose watch?
We have been sent here by Lady de Rogna of the Cerberus Assembly.
And there's a pause. All right, hold on. Here's some shuffling, and carefully stepping into the light, you see this tiny middle-aged gnome man by himself. His hair is kind of kind of tattered up and tangled, kind of a dark brown color, kind of gray towards the edges of his temples, kind of salt and pepper. He has a chin beard that looks like it's kind of just been left to grow and curl in on itself, where it kind of gives this fuzzy chin strap. It's big and thick. He looks like he's suffered a little bit of frostbite, maybe in the tip of his nose at some point in his age, and it's just a little dark and nubbed at the edge, but he kind of looks up at you all with thick furs and equipment on his back, and he goes, all right, I'm Ivor.
Ivor?
Ivor?
Ivor.
Klimtaver, I am actually here under Zana Delio, the apprentice to the Ludinis Deleth. Have you been sent as a backup, as the requested backup?
From the Martinet, you mean?
Well, I sent out a request. The initial party, of which I was the lookout for, has not returned in days, so I was requesting for backup.
Yeah, well, Lady Duragna has arranged for us to be here in the frozen north.
Oh,
yeah.
thank goodness, thank goodness. I'm so very happy. I'm glad you could come. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Gesundheit.
It's very cold down here.
It is, yeah. Yeah. I've not heard from Zana or the rest of our troop, and I'm starting to go a little scared, a little crazy.
Yeah, it seems to be going around. We are out of touch with our...
Yeah. Did you bring additional food, perhaps? I'm running a little low on supplies.
Where are the others who had us surrounded?
Oh, it's just me.
Oh.
Yeah, let me...
Like
I
ruins.
have some provisions here. These are called boba. And
He grabs them and is like,
Dental.
Just one.
just one a day. I know they look small. You will regret if you have even two. It will fill your colon like all stone, liquid.
oh, I find extreme importance in colon health, so I appreciate you letting me know.
Clearly.
Okay. Just, yeah.
He wraps them in like a handkerchief and puts them in a pocket.
How long have you been here, friend?
I've been here about a week and a half, I think. I don't know, time's a bit strange in these caverns. There's not a lot of light. It could be longer, shorter, I don't know. What day is it? Well,
Have you seen a big gem about this big? Maybe smaller, maybe bigger?
no, I've mainly just stayed in this area. I did wander a little bit into the northeastern region, but then I heard some very terrible noises from one of the other regions, so I just came back in here and hid.
And what happened? Where's the rest of your team?
I don't know. They've been excavating in and out and gathering information and findings, but they just have not returned in some time.
How many were in your party?
Originally, it was would have been 6, including myself. But now I do not know where they are. They might be lost. They might be abandoned. Or worse.
We can try our best to find them. It would help us to know, which pathway they took last, but also if your mission was similar to ours, the Ludinus sent you?
I was brought here by Azana. She apprentices under Ludinis, but it was Oh, you work with the assembly. It's fine. We are one of the cycling crews, expedition crews, Delvis.
I feel like we skipped over something. Hold on. Weird noises, elaborate.
It sounds like you ever heard like a baby crying?
Yes.
But like deeper.
Yes.
Like that.
Oh.
Deep.
Well, that's odd.
Big baby.
Yeah.
It was like a
Baby.
scary big baby, or just that would be really cute if I were larger big baby.
I don't know if cute is the word I would
That
use.
just sound like an adult crying?
No,
You'll know what I mean when you hear it.
Just asking, just
No,
sounds
that's
an adult baby.
I mean, you have a fair point there.
And again, though, just general excavation, or were you looking for something specific?
Well, I wasn't given more instructions than was necessary. I was just brought along to keep watch and maintain the base camp here.
Great.
When were you expecting them to return?
Initially, it was only supposed to be like a 4-day delve. This was the supplies they had for it, so I ran out in that allocated time and had to get creative.
And how did you request backup?
Well, I didn't request it, but whenever things go wrong, there is a request for backup, and I assumed that the individuals who went ahead of me had requested with your arrival, so...
There is a great deal of trouble in multiple areas here. In fact, I don't want to alarm you, but in addition to the dangers within, there are dangers without as well, and we are worried that people who have goals contrary to those of the Empire are converging on this place as well. So if you are to remain, we must find a way for you to keep hidden, and I do not recommend risking your skin like you just did with us.
Right.
If we are followed in...
I can remain hidden quite well. Well, now that I know your voice, Prince, it should be easy enough for you to call to me when it's safe. I can just stay out of sight, especially now that I have these strange little colon balls that you gave me.
Yes.
Aside from the noises, you said when things went wrong. What else went wrong?
Well, as far as I know, in part of the challenge of excavations like this is there are still arcane devices and entrapments and protections that are active even after all this time. So there must be care taken in excavating. There was a device shortly into our arrival that was stumbled upon that sent a great bit of pain through me and my troop. But we survived, and they continued on after some rest. And I've decided once again to just not go anywhere else.
And is that further within?
Well, that originally occurred on that chamber. He points to the northeast. He goes, but there are 2 other chambers. They were last seen going the westward chamber. And he points in kind of the western direction. Okay. The southeastern I have not been to.
Can I go up to the edge of each one of those and see if I get a little ping?
Going up to the edge of each, you do not get a ping yet.
And it's northeast, north, and...
Northeast, southeast, and west.
Zana, that you mentioned, is she?
Zana is a she, yes.
Is she an annex?
Yes, I think annex is the word. I am not of the assembly, but they do hire me on occasion to assist when coming through.
Of course, we are the same.
I'm going to try for divine intervention right now.
Okay, go for it. What are you wanting to divine? Or intervene?
The traveler. I'm going to say, can you help us? Can you help us get what the tomb takers are after?
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh, you shifty fuck.
No.
Too shifty.
That's a good idea.
He leans into your ear and goes, I would if I really had any more idea than you do, but I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'll do the same, see what happens.
Whose god is better?
No.
Neither.
The traveler leans back into your ear and goes, like he thought she could do any better.
I know, right?
I like how he...
Hey.
What?
Come on.
I'm just saying, it seems a bit uncouth to just immediately prey upon her and my incapabilities and go, well, I'm certainly...
Well, if you had taken care of it, I wouldn't have made a point of it.
That's...
Oh, well, fine. The gnome is like...
Disagree.
Is this also in the assembly?
It's very normal.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
it's all on
yes,
board.
he's very powerful.
Don't worry about it. Blows in his face, his eyes kind of blink, and the traveler vanishes. Anyway, there is...
So cool.
I'm gonna hide.
Yeah.
Just call me if you need anything, or if there's danger, or you found them, or you're running, or you're dying. Just let me know if something's happening.
Of course, likewise, if you see anyone else entering the chamber, use that sturdy, intimidating voice of yours, eh?
No, don't. If you see people entering the chamber, just hide, because they will kill you.
Which one? What should I do? There's both two. They are conflicting.
That's 2 for hide and 1 for confront.
Sorry. Hide wins.
You know what? You know what though? as you hide, and I'll just pick up some tools off the ground. Here, take these two, tips of axes or whatever, and if you're discovered, bang them together, and it'll send a sound that maybe we'll hear, and we'll come back and save you.
Right. Scare off things with big noise.
Sure.
It works to get the raccoons out of my home growing up.
Same thing, yes.
All right.
And,
I'll hide and prepare.
can commune if you think it's a good idea.
Do you?
Commune?
I mean, I can
minutes?
ask.
Do we have
Do
time?
what? Oh,
1
Wait,
minute.
no. Don't take it just yet because I have this locate object
All right.
app. I'm
Fair-
gonna
fair
lose
point.
it.
Okay, let's.
Yes.
Northeast, southeast, and west. Like a Y. Any favorites?
You didn't get any pings. Well, they went west.
they went west?
That's the group last went west. is
And the
what
chamber
Ivor
that
said.
you were in, was it a closed chamber and you definitely didn't see any big jewels?
I mean, I mainly just stayed here. I briefly stepped into the northeast chamber, and I just decided when I'm hearing some of those noises from.
Right.
So
the other
big baby
chambers
noises
did not
from
go
northeast.
Well, I heard the noises coming from this area, so one of the other chambers, but I began to delve into that and decided not to go any further because I
And your party went west.
went west. Yeah.
And have you messed around with the southeastern chamber at all?
No.
No, I just stopped going anywhere.
I mean,
Best to stay put, you know.
Should we follow them or pick our own path?
We should pick 3 different paths and split up.
Deal.
Good plan. Good plan.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we
we'll
have
cover more ground that way.
the one end that you.
Bless you, bless you.
Gesundheit. The one path that you looked in, and then one with the older baby noises, and then the one with the people that disappeared.
I don't know which of the chambers the baby noises were coming from. I didn't hear them until I went into the northeast chamber. So it comes from one of the other two.
I mean,
I just decided not to
we
check.
could split up and go just a little bit, and then like radio to like message to one another.
I don't like it. Let's just try for south.
Yeah, I think that's true.
We'll get a little bit in. If I get a ping, cool. If not, we'll
go back?
We'll backtrack
Okay,
and try a little bit into the next.
Why south? That's the one that we.
Haven't
Haven't been.
Whatever, just
We got
pick
like-
one.
Okay. You do you. You wherever you want to go.
All right, we're gonna go hide.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And he runs off into the shadows. You hear the footsteps.
To the south.
South.
South it is.
Southeast. All
Yeah.
right. Heading in the southeast direction, you begin to notice as you open through this archway from the chamber you're in, what might have been a cobblestone street at one time. You can see these beautifully laid roadways ahead of you with, looks like almost sidewalks, but they're broken and certain regions are pressed upward, almost like 5 or 6 feet. Like, you know the end of Ghostbusters where the street begins to break up in different levels? It's like that multiple places across here. You can see fallen over poles where it looks like bulbs that may have contained once arcane light sources have lost their power over time. You can see to the left, and as you kind of glance up as the light emerges and you step into the beginning of this chamber, there is a massive angled stone slab that is currently covering what would have been the open sky of this road, a portion where the rock had fallen, this massive piece of stone that had crushed the left-hand side. So eventually it comes to a finite wedge, and you cannot see what's crushed beneath that side of the ceiling. To the right, you can see numerous buildings, some still standing mostly, some that have toppled over and fallen. Their rooftops and upper chambers and levels now just crumbled debris scattered across the roadway. The architecture itself is odd and beautiful. There is something very serene and reminiscent of some of the finest universities or mage towers you've seen before, but with elements of odd alien curves at times, almost like the arches have a lot of oval elements to it, and there's an essence where, as opposed to the bases being just a blocky set, they tend to gradually hit the floor. Veth, interesting point. There are elements of this kind of structural architecture that you've seen hints of before. Some odd element of Gilladon's lair. The white dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, I would have seen that too.
You would have seen that as well.
Oh.
Oh, the machines behind the ice.
The purple.
Stuff that was hidden behind the ice walls that look like...
You can
It's a testament to how old his lair was.
And it was cold as fuck.
see similar shapes. Everything has like a faint curve to it, and even at edges and corners, things seem to round off. It's unique, but then much of it is fallen and desolate. You can continue to push forward. For those who are leading the charge, I would ask a perception check, please.
Am I getting any kind of pings?
Definitely got to check for trap.
Not from this direction.
I mean, it's a
Not from this
street,
I'll look.
right?
I'm just drinking in every inch of this place. I've
I just
dreamed
ran
about it.
my perception check, so.
Okay.
27.
25.
25. Okay. Pressing forward slowly, carefully, as the light slowly expands, both yours and the orbs that you've summoned begins to reveal, stage by stage, the absolute destruction and faint hints of protected echoes of the past, little glimpses of life from long ago. You can see a smashed cart, and what looks to be kind of long, dried, partially petrified elements of fruit. You can see skeletons, broken, and some chewed on and pulled apart. You both can see about 40, 50 feet ahead, near the interior base of one of these buildings, a very faint blue glow that catches your eye. It stands out amongst the absolute pitch black darkness that surrounds you beyond the radius of your
40,
light.
50 feet ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll burn a divine sense for celestial fiend or undead.
Detect magic
Okay.
is up.
You sense nothing of that sort, which brings a bit of comfort to you.
Mm-hmm.
Detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
You sense it's hard to place. It's extremely powerful magic. Extremely powerful. Abjuration is the closest you can think of, but it has an unfamiliar coloration to it. That's the best you can make out.
It's completely different than what the read I got off of the gem that Lucian, his party took.
Correct.
Okay, something else entirely, but abjuration.
Also the penance we needed to pay to get in, right? To the first chamber where Lucian was. That door. Abjuration based.
Oh, right. Right.
Wow.
Oh, the gem for gem for Lucian was for not teleportation, but that.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible it's not the same thing over and over again. It's possible different materials are required for different parts.
Well,
So this faint glow is from a room or just a point?
It's coming from inside a room at the base of one of these buildings that is partially collapsed, but still has a somewhat sound-based structure on the bottom
Does
floor.
it seem like it was once a grand building?
This one in particular doesn't look like it's not like a special structure. It doesn't appear to be like a centerpiece of this street.
And before Caleb does his thing, how high is this space?
From where you're standing now, you have about 35 feet before the slate ceiling. Once again, the angle's pretty steep, so it widens up and you can see the buildings to the right side of this particular open roadway. 2, even 3-story buildings, for the most part, can fit within this space before it hits another stone wall. To the left, it completely cuts off and crushes what would have been the other side of the street.
Smooth or broken like the pavement? Like is the ceiling?
The ceiling is broken stone. Like it's a slab. It looks like a piece of heavy stone that just fell in and kind of leaned and crushed part of it, and then left this kind of angled bridge over this.
and the light is shining out of a building on our level or higher up?
On your level,
Yeah.
you can't quite see the full source. You just see a faint blue glow that's kind of bouncing off the inside walls near the entrance. You'd have to get closer.
Check it out.
Yeah.
All right, I'll scuttle ahead,
Make a stealth check for me.
see if there's stealth 25.
All right.
You rolled advantage?
I just did, and it's still 25.
Alrighty. Moving forward, you glance around the edge, and in the inside of this chamber, you see a dome about 15 or so feet from side to side. The semi-translucent blue arcane energy that just gives off this faint blue radiance.
Not like Caleb's dome.
No, I mean it's similar in shape, but it has a very different luminescence to it, and you can't quite see through it, though you do see there might be something within, but you have to get closer to peer through to even notice.
And I'm outside the building looking in through like a window or a door?
Like an archway that opens into the main chamber.
All right, come check it out, everyone. I'll check for traps around the doorway.
Make an investigation check while the rest of you gather up behind and
23?
Veth and see this same thing.
Does it appear like there are any other entrances to this room, or this is it?
This is the front entrance. From the glow that this kind of dome is giving off, you can see there would have been, or there is a door on the opposite side of this room, like a double door, but both the doors are broken off the hinges, and on the opposite side you can see just clusters of rocks that have kind of filled in that space.
And it's just
23 for
23?
traps.
You do not sense traps.
and it's just the ceiling itself of the dome that's giving off this light.
The entire dome is giving off this light.
Right. It's not like a focal point or something that's shining. It's everything.
No, the actual dome itself, like an arcane semi-sphere that is emanating a strong arcane glow.
Writing, language, symbols.
You don't see anything on it, no.
Floor. Smooth wall.
The
The
dome?
dome itself is smooth and nondescript, other than it's shining.
Correct, though make a perception check.
Yeah. 16.
16. You can't quite get a decent enough look to see what's within the dome. Like the energy is a little too bright and it's obfuscating what might be within.
Can I throw something at the dome?
Back up a bit.
I mean, is there anyone else in here? It's just us, right?
Right now, it appears that way, yeah.
Death ward.
Yeah, are there any? That's a good question. Are there any hidden corners, or does it look like a square or like a rectangle where, like, if we actually popped our head in, we could see our blind?
From what you can tell from the blue glow that's kind of lighting the interior, it looks like the chamber is mostly rectangular.
Okay.
This is like Pompeii.
We just can't see on the other side. How tall is the dome? 15 feet from
15
side to
feet.
side, but
Side to side, 15 feet. Semi-sphere would probably be about 10 feet tall.
it's a big dome. Can't see it.
So, I mean, like, dozens and dozens of people have been through here.
And this thing is still up.
Yeah, so either it's super duper trapped, or we can just walk right in it and there's nothing in there.
And no ping from you, right?
No ping. So we're not where a threshold crest is.
We might not even need this. Is the floor the same as it is outside of the archway? For the interior of the room?
The cobblestone paving seems to end, and the inside, it looks like it was once probably a smooth wood, but most of it is broken and splintered and begin to warp and curl, and other elements are just broken stone and elements that have kind of either fallen inward from the destruction on the outside street, or small elements of the structure that have fallen in, but for the most part, it's intact.
Old protection magic, essentially.
And I'm just going to take a knee and apparate Frumpkin. Take a circle around. Go to the center and around the edges, please.
Backing up a bit.
Frumpkin does a perimeter around it.
Go to the center.
Go into it?
Into it?
To the center of the room.
Okay. Frumpkin goes to the center of the chamber. The dome is a little bit to the left side of it.
Okay. Oh, then I steer him underneath the dome.
Frumpkin hits the dome. It's solid.
Solid.
Can we dispel it?
Yeah, maybe.
The wooden floor around it, it goes straight into the wooden floor.
Yeah, it meets the ground. There's no gap.
Probably is a sphere. Can you, I don't know, Frumpkin knock? Maybe there's someone in there.
Yeah, you can give it his paw a couple times. Pung, pung, pung.
It doesn't seem to make any sound, but as Frumpkin kind of hits it with the claw, you see the areas where the claws touch it. There's a little bit of like a very faint increase in luminosity in just the one spot for a brief moment. So it's reacting, but nothing more than that. Caduceus and Beauregard. Your passive perception is high enough that as you begin to focus more on this centerpiece, you can see shapes within the dome. Faintly. Like shadows of something that is mostly obscured by the arcane energy. While Kayla's been very focused on the energy itself, you kind of look beyond it and focus, and you can see what looks to be the shadows of 3 humanoid shapes.
There are people in there?
Someone's home. Yeah.
Oh.
Moving or still?
Moving, right?
Still.
Still?
3 people.
Absolutely stock still.
As they see this, you look up, and now that you're closer, you once again kind of shift your focus from the energy to the interior, and you can see now on the opposite side, it looks like 3 figures, 2 elven, 1 human. You can't make out their features definitively, but they're wearing strange robes, and they look like they're running. But they are locked and frozen, their faces open and aghast, just
in the sphere.
In the sphere.
This is Pompeii.
Yeah, it's totally Pompeii. Wow. So they're dead, and what, their protective magic lasted this whole time?
I place my hand on the dome.
Boom. You can feel the resistance. It's like touching a wall, but it has a slight tingle, almost like licking a 9-volt battery, but on across your hand and fingertips.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic at level 5.
Yeah.
Okay. You concentrate, focusing on the unraveling of the very basis of arcane equations. And you release. Nothing.
I mean, probably some real high-ups tried to dispel this too, you know?
I'll follow him into the room. Anything in the corners, on the ceiling, any sort of... make our way around the other side that was hidden by the sheer size of the dome? Anything on the far side?
The far side, you can see the archway with the doors that are off the hinges. You do see a hole in the ceiling where it looks like there's an additional chamber above, but you can't see much beyond the fact that it does continue upward. Around you can see furniture that's been destroyed and fallen over, and you do see signs of it being ransacked. You can see like one of the... It would have been like a really nice white wood, polished, almost cabinetry that has been turned over, pulled open, the wood splintered from the hinges, and you can see elements of long shattered china and small implements, utilities that have been mostly taken and scattered.
These elves, does their garb look modern, knowing the different places we've been from, or is it very, very old?
You've never seen attire like this.
I have a terrible idea. She's got a sword.
You could try it.
I was thinking that, but I don't know if it's...
I think it's a low...
It's pretty low, but I could try it.
If it's low, then it's not worth
think
it.
it's
We've
a-
already
the-
hit it.
a
We've
level
already hit
3.
it hard.
3rd level or lower,
No.
the target ends, but if it's
And he did 5th level.
4th level or higher, I have to make an ability check.
Oh, okay.
Pretty
So
powerful.
I could try it.
But in any case, like, it seems like they've been frozen in time at the moment of their demise. So, like, either this was a result of them protecting themselves or trying to, or a result of the
got caught by
explosion that sundered this part of the town away from the rest of it.
Or there's something about them, and one of the mages that's been through here put some sort of lock and key on it. There's some sort of
Oh, that's true. That could be locked away by somebody doing the excavation.
something they could harbor some sort of importance. We don't know.
Can we still see the entrance, like, for the main area from here?
It's a little ways back, but you can go back and glance outward if you'd like. There is no light source in that direction, so as soon as you step out, it's just darkness. You're relying on the two of them to get any sort of good view.
Caleb, can you move a light up to that
Of course.
that door up there?
I spiral one up slowly.
Okay. Looks like there's another chamber above.
30 feet, you said?
About 25, 30 feet.
How far can you throw a cat?
Yasha, probably pretty far.
I mean, definitely.
Can you keep one of the globules of light at the doorway, Caleb? So we can see if anybody is coming behind us.
Yes.
I'm just worried the Tomb Takers are going to catch up.
Do you want me to try it?
Do it.
Okay.
You're gonna check.
Oh wait, are you throwing the cat? I think she was using the sword.
I was
Or are you
no,
throwing
you
the
were
cat.
Oh, I thought you were throwing the cat.
Cat in half.
Sorry.
Held the cat.
I thought you were
what are you
tossing
doing?
the cat.
I was gonna do the sword.
Oh, okay. Up to you. I misunderstood.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna take out the sword and try to dispel magic with the sword.
Okay. And you pull the sword out. Ready? It's up to you guys.
Back up.
Back up a bit. Close your eyes. Focus. One mighty swipe down, the blade hits, and you can see the impact, the shell itself, the arcane energy alights around where the blade hits. There's a slight, faint wave of dispelling energy, a familiar kind of unraveling net that fades. And you pull the blade back. No effect.
Yasha Nidoran, will you throw my cat?
Gladly. Give me my bag.
The most peg throw.
Now we're tossing.
Yeah, like
1,
There.
2, 3.
Here. The faint landing above. Or why we wouldn't hear? It's a cat. But nevertheless, Frumpkin is above.
Okay. I place my hand on Yasha's shoulder and go into Frumpkin vision.
This chamber, you can see a large part of the beams, the structural beams above it have fallen at different angles, and a lot of this chamber itself is partially collapsed and definitely not leaving a lot of space to go around. Make a perception check.
Fucking cat. Come on, you motherfucker. 12.
Glancing around, you don't see much. You just see the rubble. You see the.
All right, Yasha, throw me up there.
Much.
Can I have said, like, in this time that we're all standing around and doing this, can I have been casting Commune?
Sure.
It's only
With
a minute.
the Traveler? It only takes a minute?
It only takes a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking it took...
But by the way, your
yeah,
that is faded, by the way.
yeah. If it,
Yes, you may.
Okay, I'm going to, Hi.
Hello.
So, can you, like, move around here really fast and let me know, like, which direction the crest would be? Like, if I say, is it over there, can you say yes or what?
Probably, to an extent. I mean, there's strange magic about, but, well, what is it you want to know?
I mean, are we in the right area for what the Tomb Takers are looking for?
Yes and no.
That's not very helpful.
I'm sorry, but you have to ask the right questions.
This is stupid. Do we need... Oh, God, there's so many questions I could ask you right now.
I could have so many answers.
Do we need what's inside of this blue dome?
Probably not. It's been there for quite some time, and the poor things are just locked in those final moments. More of a relic of history.
Okay. Threshold crest.
I happen to have a history.
Wow.
To the west?
Yeah.
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 Probably. I mean, the tunnels seem to go deepest there.
Deepest there.
All right. Thank you so much for all of your guidance.
Well,
moment.
thank you for
We did good with that one.
requesting it.
Threshold crest.
He says we should head to the west.
Indeed, I do.
Go deep it.
Fucking guy.
Cool.
Should we try throwing Veth up in the compartment?
Yeah.
Just toss me up quick. Ah!
Roll a strength check.
Can I help? Maybe like we can assist and do like.
Yeah.
That's a good toss.
Yep.
Okay.
Form a square.
Well, that's a natural 19.
Whoa.
So then,
Try for the 20. Try for the 20.
try for the 20.
Pal.
That's a 19 again.
Double gun.
Those are the bad bits.
Wow.
You emerge and then step down on the inside. Even with the collapsed upper chamber, because of your halfling stature, you can get around here pretty easily, yeah.
I'll just look for anything interesting.
Roll an investigation check.
Goggles activated.
Careful.
Thank you. I was, yeah.
Careful. 23 as always.
23. Okay. Looking through, you can find.
That's how it's done.
I mean, most of this, you could tell a lot of this has been picked clean. You know, you're not the first to come here. This isn't a fresh dungeon to be delved. This is a place that has been thoroughly looted by multiple sources and multiple interests. But you do find what looks to be a buried and largely forgotten small metallic box that is currently kind of wedged under a part of a collapsed wall on the side. It might take a little bit of tugging to pull it away from its current hiding spot, but it can be
I'll
done.
get out the dagger and start sort of pulling and wrenching it out.
Sure.
First, I'll check for traps.
Go for it. Make an investigation check.
25.
No traps.
No.
Okay.
I don't like the way Mercy.
Check for
Make a strength check for me.
Oh,
Delivery.
strength.
This is to wedge it
Um,
free.
No.
12.
12?
Uh-huh.
It takes you a moment, but you do manage to pull it out. You kind of fall onto your ass for a second, and you guys see the above you.
What's happening?
It's fine. It's
Look, you're fine.
It's fine. I'm alive.
You kind of sit back up and you look at it. As you do, the lid kind of flips open.
Oh.
And it's about that big. And looking inside, you can see there's a strange device. It's like 4 triangles all placed together, and it's metallic with intricate
Like this?
designs and scrolling. Yeah, kind of like a D4, if you will. But it has like glyphs on it, and it looks like sliding discs. It looks like an odd magical device.
I will pocket it. And is Frumpkin still up here?
Yeah. Frumpkin's up there.
I'll grab Frumpkin, and I will. If I jump down through the hole, can I like slide down the dome to get down?
You could try an angle for it if you want to.
Cool.
Roll an acrobatics check for me.
19 plus 10.
This is an odd shot, and by all accounts, should not work. But you do the math in your head, you back up a little bit, and you do like a super fast low leap, so you come in at a fast side angle, and as you do, you glance off the top of the dome and slide down the other side. It doesn't do damage.
It's gonna bruise that ass.
But your tailbone's gonna suck in the morning. But you guys watch as unexpectedly Veth just off the other side, and the momentum causes you to tumble, and you kind of roll over your shoulder and stand up, and you're like, ha! Oh.
That was incredible.
That was amazing.
Wow.
Did that hurt?
What was up there?
A lot. I found a cat and a box. Yeah.
And a box?
Yeah.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I don't know. I feel like there's some experiment we could do with a cat in a box. I don't know what.
Is it in there? Or is it?
But I don't know what.
I take my cat.
Here, take the box too.
Okay.
Identify it.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Do we have 10 minutes?
Maybe. Oh, you need to be still while you do this, right?
I need
Yes,
to-
we
okay,
do.
well,
I'll-
Carry you while you're doing that?
No, I would feel so
that'd be
awkward. and-
cute.
Time?
What if we I could put you on one shoulder and Yasha could put you on the other, like a palanquin,
Yeah.
We
made
could
of
try,
people.
I will try anything once.
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay, we're going west. We'll hold you. You do your thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I begin ritual casting. Identify.
This is the strangest crowd surf anyone's done. Okay, are you heading deeper in or heading back?
We're heading west, deep, like where the traveler said.
Okay, cool. So they'll be heading back to where you started and then heading in west.
Yeah, the junction.
Okay. Along the way, you ritual cast Identify, which takes 10 minutes, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll take you a little while. So walking back,
The angels.
you head back in and head westward. So, heading into the western chamber, you see a shattered, once magically sealed door that leads into this next area that now lies fallen. It is like tumbled forward and left not quite as broken as the doors you saw in the chamber where the dome was set, but it looks like it kind of was pulled off of its mooring and left to tumble forward. Beyond that, you can see what looks like a long corridor that has visible structural damage even at this initial glance inward. Not unlike the chamber, the long corridor that you guys had eventually climbed to in the previous excavation, but there are differences. This one is wider. The previous one was like almost single file. This one is about 15 feet wide.
Oh, wow.
But it has a similar feel to it, similar design. It is smooth and almost metallic, but you can see elements and panels have fallen. You can see there were structural beams above it that were pushed in from some sort of heavy impact that now punch through. You can see shredded elements of materials that were above that now dangle loose into the space for you to walk through. But that is the path ahead.
Does it look like someone has trounced through here in the last couple days? Are there like, is the...
Make a perception or investigation check.
All right. 18.
18? Yeah, it does. It looks like there's been some recent-ish foot traffic. It's hard to tell how long it's been, but you can see there has been travel in and out.
Oh, all right.
Does it look, like normal people tracks, or does it look like monster tracks?
This looks like normal people tracks.
Okay.
I don't know what Nanagani would look like, but okay, yeah, there's been some people through here. Sure. Relatively recently, I guess.
This one person has 9 feet.
Oh god, they're here.
It's just a corridor? Have we
Just a corridor ahead of you. A long corridor.
keep on going?
Okay.
How you doing there, wizard?
Shush.
Okay,
He's doing
fine.
a shadow clone jutsu right now. Hold on.
All right, continuing onward. You push further, kind of lowering him from some of the fallen regions of this long, long hallway, where you can see beams. Braces have been built and placed up in here, you can see. More recent construction, though not, of the highest quality, enough to try and put brace beams to keep elements of this hallway from collapsing for those who are excavating their way further into these ruins. 30, 50, 100, 120 feet, the hallway begins to turn, and you follow it at that side angle. You begin
Left or
to
turn right? Turn north?
be to the right.
North?
Yeah,
North.
It would be.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, north.
North?
You can see there's like heavy elements of almost like a rubbery rope dangling from some of these open, broken areas that kind of push past you, that kind of give this odd, almost like a skin touch against your shoulders as they shift to the side, like heavy cables.
Does it seem organic, or does it seem like...
You can make an investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah. 15, which is pretty good for me on
Not too bad.
investigation.
You take a kind of look at it. It is flexible. It does not appear organic necessarily, though. The texture does have some similarities in its flexibility and the kind of smoother sensation of the outside texture. It does appear to be hollow on the inside. That's the best you can make out about it.
Weird.
Bunch of tubes.
Yeah.
Tubes.
And just severed, dangling tubes.
Sure, it's nothing.
Tubes.
Continuing onward, and we'll say for the purposes of timeliness at this point, you have completed your ritual.
My Rubik's Cube.
Indeed. This is called an Intuit charge. You can find it on D&D Beyond if you'd like to add it to your inventory and read what it is and what it does.
Into it.
If you're into it.
Oh boy.
I mean, you were thinking it's like
A debit card service.
I was actually thinking of a QuickBooks joke. And
Oh, well,
yours is much.
I feel like I saved you there.
Yeah.
Like into it or like into
Like into it, like intuition, intuitive.
Okay.
Very rare.
Tell me more.
This area is littered now with clusters of these thick cables and elements of the hallway that have nearly entirely collapsed. Except you can see now more of these makeshift braces have been placed up to give areas where normally this 15-foot wide hallway becomes a small bit of single file advancement. And you have to kind of squeeze through and at some points almost crawl to continue. And as that opens up, you come to a door. A heavy metallic door that looks like it's also partially off its mooring and hinges and is just wedged, preventing further passage.
Wedged, preventing
Stuck
further
door. Stuck door?
And wedged by people or
That doesn't seem like something that would stop us.
If we touch the door, what does it feel like?
A cold metal door.
Yasha,
Oh, well, okay, yes.
what were you going to say?
I was going to say I could try my paints, but we can try to move it with strength first.
smart.
Does it look like it's supporting the ceiling at all, the door?
Make an investigation check to check out.
Ooh, even better, 17.
It does not look like it is supporting. The door isn't, from what you can tell at least. The frame that it's in probably is more of the structural element. I'm sure the door would help, but you do not see, based on the slight angle that it's at, like it's currently bearing a lot of weight.
Okay.
Let's try to give it a go.
Should we try it
Yeah,
together?
let's try together.
Smash sisters, go for it.
Come on.
Okay. So either you both roll independently or one of you rolls with advantage.
Let's go. Let's both roll.
Alright.
Go for it.
That's cocked.
23.
Ooh. This is strength.
Yeah, just add your strength modifier.
26.
Muscles flex.
What's your modifier?
Oh, wait.
Not saving throw.
Yeah, my modifier is +3.
Oh, so you rolled a 23
Yeah.
on a d20.
I guided myself.
Oh, got you.
I rolled 19 +4.
Got you. Okay, I was like, the math is breaking my brain here.
Guidanced.
Got it. Okay, cool.
That's when I do this, that means I guided myself, but I didn't say it out
Gotcha.
loud.
No worries. Now I know. This isn't bless
I
your
do
heart.
This is
guidance.
me. Yeah.
Got it.
Dumbledore when he casts.
Yeah. Okay. Between the two of you pulling on the door, you begin to tug back and you can see there are heavy metallic chains and cables along the top that it's attached to. And you realize at this point, it's not so much pulling it out of the way, it's trying to realign it. And with your strength, you shift it back into its space, and as it does, you hear... and the wall begins to lift itself up. The door is pulled up
Such a cool
into a
noise.
ceiling
Amazing.
chamber and reveals an open room before you.
Boy, you get
Fuck
trapped
you,
in there.
door.
Things go wrong.
Easy.
We took out the door.
A perception
care
check
of
into the new room that just
yeah,
opened up.
definitely.
Fucking with Vox Machina? Fuck off.
Who do you think we are?
Doors for breakfast.
Think this is campaign 1? Fuck you.
Fuck your doors.
Beyond the doorway,
Chairs at the new door.
as the light begins to spill in, you glance into a comparably preserved, lightless space. You can see elements of a chamber, but furniture has been tossed around, but the floor is not as broken or as shattered as previous areas you've been in. It is a fairly solid stone, almost like marble or concrete smooth floor, with some texture that leads into a minor series of steps that lead into a central kind of raised platform, maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. But the chamber continues on beyond that. You'd have to send a light source further in to see more of the chamber. But what you do see as the light trickles in, beyond the fallen tables and scattered broken, what looks like implements or tools. You can see large pieces of glass, large kind of rounded, jagged parts of broken glass containers or sculptures, something. There are a bit thrown about the floor ahead of you.
Those tubes, are they hanging?
We've seen
from the
broken glass
ceiling?
before, you guys. In the Happy Fun Ball, and it didn't end well. There were creatures in the glass.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, wow, I do.
Well, this could be the same thing. Halas was in the same time.
Is it giving the vibe? I feel like it's giving the vibe.
Yeah, you can see some similarities.
It's giving the vibe.
Are there those tubes from the ceiling again?
Yeah, same question.
Or tubes.
The tubes, the dangling tubes?
Yeah, from the hallway.
Yeah, are they in here?
Too.
As you step inward, and if you'd like to make a perception check to pick out more details for those who want to, you can see there are dark alcoves to the right and left, and then what looks to be another set of kind of wider alcoves beyond that. You cannot still see the opposite end. This is as you're kind of slowly stepping into the chamber and inspecting around. Would you roll?
22.
22? Anybody else roll for that? Just you? All right. You glance up and along the ceiling, you see there is a raised central area. About 30 or so feet up, there is a recess in which there are numerous glass structures held aloft. You see blue and green spherical or cylindrical glass tubes that are affixed, though it looks like whatever sort of order they were originally placed in, they've been jostled and shifted out of their current setting. You can see elements of them are broken, and on the top platform you can see where other elements that may have been held up there have fallen and broken and led to the glass shattered across the ground ahead of you. You can see more of these tubes connecting between them and heading further and deeper beyond sight into the ceiling above them. This definitely has some sort of laboratory vibe, but it's of a different flavor of design and presentation than what you encountered in the Happy Fun Ball.
I don't like it.
The actual structure in the inside of here, much like the semi-organic and clean feel as to the buildings that you saw on the street, has very, very fine craftsmanship, but the design aesthetic is very, I have no other way to describe it than crisp and clean. A lot of geometric angles and a lot of long lines. It has an almost, I fear to use the term because I don't want to misrepresent it, but it has a little more of a sci-fi feel than what you've been used to encountering in this campaign. But for the player's mind's eye, that will help best to describe what you're encountering.
Very fine tools were used to make this.
The other party came this way. Have we looked for tracks on the floor, dust disturbed, snow,
in the
anything
hallway.
like
Not
that?
since we
Stop
opened
looking.
the door.
Yeah. Is it undisturbed in here?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'll join you in that.
17.
17.
24.
24. Indeed, there have been footprints. And at this point now, as you're kind of looking through and the smell begins to hit you, there is a very kind of faint chemical burning smell to the point where, like, at certain points, your nostrils, the inside seems to almost open your sinuses from the inhale. And there is a dark liquid now that you can see on the upper platform that has congealed over time, like a dark black liquid that has
smell. Do I recognize it chemically?
Make an intelligence check.
Come on.
13.
13. It's not the same smell that you had with, like, the black puddings previously, but it does have definitely a caustic nature to it. You do see some platforms on top beyond just the shadowed stuff as you begin to push inward. They're like raised, almost like podiums of stone that have their own designs on top of them. And from what you guys are looking, you do see some writing on the walls and the top of these platforms.
Caleb.
Yeah.
In fact, you see some writing on some fallen, looks like plaques almost. This is the first sign you've seen of any sort of language.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah, I cast Comprehend Language.
Okay. How long does it take to cast?
trying to keep an eye on the other side of the door too. If anything, any sound comes from the other chamber, if that door just starts to squeak, I want to know about it.
It's an action? Okay, easy enough. Shh. You glance over and you see inked across a damaged wall as you kind of step further in, and you begin to be barely able to see some of the light bouncing on the opposite end of this chamber. So there's the smaller alcoves to the immediate right and left as you enter. There's the larger, more rounded alcoves kind of in the center of this chamber to the right and left, and there's the raised platform in the center, and the glass is scattered all among it, and there are these two smaller, almost podium-like daises that rise up on top of that. Beyond that, you can see, it looks like an additional alcove across the way, and looks like almost these large metal cages or containment structures on that opposite end, and there are two walls that face that side, like metal walls.
And we don't hear anything outside of us.
Currently, no. It is just quiet.
I don't like this.
You see, across the wall, as you kind of focus in on a damaged aspect of it where some of the stone has fallen, you see a sign on it that is partially hanging that reads, Development Laboratory Procedures.
Development laboratory procedures.
You do see, off to the side, there one of these fallen signs that is broken and shattered, but the part of the language is legible. It reads, Primordial Applications. You can see now there is a sign of writing above one of those metal walls, kind of off to the front and left of that far alcove, that reads, Biological Weapons Research.
Oh my god.
And upon the top of one of these raised kind of podium-like things, you can see all sort of like symbols and glyphs. And there are two kind of marble, circular, almost like buttons that sit on top. Like palm-sized glyphs that are put into these circular raised bits of stone. And the text on there says, Emergency Flush.
Flesh or flush?
Emergency Flush.
Ooh.
That's a good thing if there's a monster in here.
Or that's
though.
the thing that closes the doors and fills it with liquid.
Probably.
Yeah.
Nothing in here is a glow, right? It's all dark.
From what you can tell.
Yeah.
What's the other button say?
Do we have to text
The other button has no text.
I do.
And this all looks pretty ransacked.
in here?
From what you can tell, it looks like it's been partially ransacked. You can make a more thorough investigation if you'd like.
Sure.
Make an investigation check.
Is there another door on the other side of this chamber? We haven't gotten there yet.
You don't see another door. You see like there's the alcoves in the metal walls. There is that sign, or it's writing, it says Biological Weapons Research is on the above the metal wall, and kind of the cross on the left-hand side, like an angled.
Such a strange word to him, to us.
Yeah, like a lot of this is not quite clicking. It feels strange, and you don't really have anything to understand and connect it to.
26.
26. A lot of this has been looked through. A lot of this has been combed through. But you can see the central platform where those podiums are, and where that kind of black liquid that kind of is settled and congealed on parts of it are. There's only a few footprints. It looks like people tend to avoid that central platform, but people have walked up there.
And this is probably dumb, but there's no sorts of switches near the entrance that we came in. Anything that could be flipped or pushed.
Make a perception check.
21.
21.
These are good rolls.
Looking around the sides, not really. There's a lot of damage visible kind of on the outsides of where that the door's frame is, but the frame itself is very thick metal, and it looks like it's holding up a majority of the structure on this side. You can see heavy cracks that run through both sides of the wall. You don't see any signs of a lever.
I don't even know what sort of power source this sort of laboratory would run on. Should we keep going? Should we check the podium in the middle?
No, one moment. I cast Detect Magic in here to see if anything feels active.
Of the chamber, there is very faint magical residue on some of these shattered glass pieces. When I say shattered, there are like small pieces, and there are large, jagged sections that are kind of just resting on the side. Very faint magical residue, as well as that kind of dark, congealed liquid. There are two stronger magical sources emanating from those two raised stones, the glyphs on them, on that central podium.
And what's the read on those, as far as school? If there is one.
This is less of a school of magic. They are not a spell. They are not a sigil that contains an effect. It looks like they are just connective.
What was written on that part?
The two that are glowing, were there words connected to those, or no? Those are just unintelligible.
There are words. They're unintelligible.
Yeah.
There is one phrase on it that says "emergency flesh,"
Right.
and that is on the top end of it. And there are those two stones.
For emergency flush.
I'm going to cast Locate Object again,
Okay.
searching for the crest.
You sense a faint draw, kind of, if you're facing deeper into the chamber, to the front and left-hand side.
We should go that way.
Towards that kind of darkish corridor that we haven't looked towards? That way?
Are there drains in the floor?
And as Jester points over that direction, that's in the direction of where that scrawling on the wall reads biological weapons research.
Biological weapons. This place is evil, man.
Yeah,
This place is terrifying.
I kind of want to
Creeps.
leave this room and push one of the buttons, but not in this room.
I feel a little pressed for time.
Yeah.
I feel like we should push
Forward.
beyond this.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's see what we can find. We can
That's
fuck
the
with
direction
things.
we need
Get
to
rid
go.
of that crest. I want to try to destroy it before Lucian gets here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let's go.
Maybe we should press on.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll go forward and
I'll go side by side with you with the globules just to
Shall we
read
try
if there's
to move
anything
a
else to
bit?
read.
Stealthily?
Sure.
For fear that giant baby cries will find us?
Sure.
Okay, roll stealth check.
Stealth check.
I can cast
30.
39.
Wow.
Crying adult.
Why couldn't the sign have just said like flubber or something cute on it?
Blubber.
I don't know.
Where's an emergency exit when you need
Blubber.
bathroom?
Yeah.
You and I have been wondering about this for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm stealthing over towards the door. Is it a doorway that leads out of here or just a hallway?
No, the chamber is closed off. There is no exit. What you do see are the two metallic walls on the opposite end, one of which has like a cage structure in front of it, and the other is the one that has the sign Biological Weapons Research above.
And your ping was through the biological wall,
Yeah.
but it's just a metal wall.
Just a metal wall.
Can I search around the corners to see if it slides or raises?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
24.
24. It does look like it would slide upward. You see a seam above, though the framing is different. It looks similar to the door that you entered from. So it looks like it would have a similar like raised system.
Ladies, we got another garage
Try to
door.
just lift it.
Lift it.
Okay. Both of you?
Yeah.
Roll strength check.
I'll just check around for traps. Just
Go for it.
23.
23. Does not appear to be trapped.
Okay.
I'm going to give you
Okay.
a D4.
Great.
I'm going to stand back.
He doesn't do it.
Ooh.
Plus a D4.
21 for me.
21.
15.
15. You both pull underneath. It's hard to get a grip, but there is some of the metal rim that you can go ahead and get your fingers beneath, and 1, 2, 3. With all your might you pull, the muscles bulge, the veins pop. It's not budging.
I'm gonna pull out my paints. I'm gonna paint a little hole in it so I can peek through the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go ahead and paint. Just normal paint.
Oh shit, it's not gonna work here.
Fuck. You don't like this place.
Just what is this? Does everything not work down here, or just the paint?
It must just be more powerful in magic than the pain is.
Try and make myself look like Veth.
Okay, you look like Beth.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
So there was the emergency flush area.
I make myself
You said there's
look like
two buttons there?
Correct. There's one kind of to the front and one to the back. The top one has the emergency flush
Face.
on that one. The second one doesn't have any additional scrolling on it.
Does it look like there are... hang on a second. I'm gonna dart to the other corridors. Do they all have the same lock shut tight doors off of this corridor?
The very
chamber?
The very first door that was already fallen forward and off the side looks like it was a similar structure to the one that you just moved through and the one that they were trying to lift. So there is a consistency in the design and
then there was another offshoot, right, on the opposite side of this chamber?
No, that's the main chamber.
Just alcoves.
yeah, there's just
alcoves.
alcoves, just these kind of central parts of the laboratory where you can see there are like shelves that have tumbled forward or been turned over and are empty.
I wonder if the emergency flush button was already pushed.
I think that's exactly what it is.
So we have to hit the other one or hit it again and make the doors rise up?
I don't know.
I'm going to burn a 5th level slot and cast telekinesis to try to lift the door.
Okay, go ahead.
1,000 pounds of weight. I mean, there's nothing to do. It's not being held by anything, so it's just if the weight
Okay.
is too much or not.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 and add the strength modifier of... Well, it's 1,000 pounds of weight.
Yeah.
It's too heavy.
Okay, let's push some
we
buttons.
couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think it's the other
That's
one.
intense.
Should we clear out of the room and have a hand press the other one opposite of
I
flush?
think perhaps that would be a good
hydraulic.
idea.
Yeah.
The metal door that you guys managed to function, it's not so much that you lifted it, but because you managed to wedge it back into its slot and it pulled
opened.
itself back
Oh, you
up.
fancy
But yeah, it should not have been, you would not have been able to lift that door.
That door's
Okay.
But it was basically not.
I run over
knocked
and
off
I
its
kick
track.
the door that Caleb
knocked off
tried
its
to
track,
pull up with. I kick the shit out of him.
You do so, well done.
Break 4 toes.
Yeah.
Got it back in place, whatever happens next.
All right, so back up and I'll push the button. What button am I pushing?
I guess let's start with the emergency flush button.
I feel like the other button.
The other button. I think the
I
other
think the
button.
emergency flush is what happened
Wait,
here
no.
and filled it with acid.
But if it's already down, is it like a light switch? We don't know.
Did we see any
door-
drains in the floor?
The door that we moved in place was already
Up.
so we just put it in the thing and then it went up, so that button was already...
It was
It was
down,
down.
and wedged out.
Yeah.
We
And then
pushed it
we-
in and it went.
It was just
Put it back on
slightly off
track.
of its groove.
Yeah.
But it raised up as
But it raised up as soon as we
It
pushed it
raised up,
in,
yeah.
so I think something was already...
Holes in the ceiling?
It's fucked. This is hard.
It's a little high up to see specifically. You do see all the glass elements up there and like cables and wire that are connecting them. You do look and there are portions of the ground where you, looking down, you can see there are holes. So there is some sort of a drainage feature built into the floor.
We're on the bottom.
Caleb, can you throw some light up the roof? I want to just see. I got a funny feeling.
Okay,
Let's push some
what are you looking
buttons.
for?
Holes.
You don't see anything not matching the floor.
I mean, like, is the ceiling like a solid structure, or is it like, does it?
I mean, it's solid except for the recess in the center, which is where all the
tubes.
partially destroyed glass tubes are.
Yeah,
So
all
do
right.
those, do the tubes... Let me see if I can try to explain this. The tubes that are in the room that we're in, do they connect to the ones that are outside?
There's a possibility that there is a continuation of them, but you've seen multiple tubes, and some that are severed and just dangling. Like a lot of it's just loose and damaged, but you see at least consistent installation of them throughout.
Let's do it. We have to push it. But I
Yeah,
don't
let's
think we
fucking
want
push
to
it.
be in here, right?
Yeah, let's just...
There's 2 buttons, right? DM?
It looks like there are 2 raised glyphs.
And one says emergency flush, the other doesn't say anything.
Doesn't
What
look
if
any-
we get like shut out while half of we're on the other
Exactly.
side? Should some of us be on the inside?
Everyone, back up!
But how are we gonna back? What are we gonna back up to?
We're going out of
Back up!
out of the room, or we
no,
staying
no,
here?
if we get
just back
stuck out
up.
of the room, we're fucked too.
Some of us can stay in here?
I think we should split half in here and half on the other
Yeah.
side of the door, just in case.
Weirdly terrible idea, but
Boy,
I really
that
hate it.
feels.
If we want to take
I want to split the party so fucking bad.
throw up the dome like I did for Geladon.
Oh, and it would protect us if it fills with anything crazy?
Maybe.
I plugged the bottom of a boat with it once.
You did.
Yeah, it's waterproof.
Is it acid proof?
Pretty good idea. Beth, no! Wait!
I'm doing it. I slap the book down on the ground and I start ritual casting
It's like a diving bell.
dome.
Okay.
Yeah,
On the inside or the outside?
inside.
Okay.
I'll poke my
Yeah,
head
then we
out
just sit
of
in the dome.
Out of
Okay.
the door and just kind of keep an eye out during those 10 minutes.
The dome-
looking
is the
for
dome
any
gonna be where the
movement
buttons
outside,
are?
Just sentry style.
Okay. cool.
Well, it's whatever we want. Veth could cast from within the dome,
Oh, well, either.
mage hand,
Yeah, it should be
Okay,
good.
fine. Carry on.
or we could put the dome on top.
Let's put the dome right next to the door so if it opens, we have access.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good idea.
Yeah.
good. As
Put the
close
dome
as I
in the
can.
door. The door can't close.
The door is closed.
Emergency flush.
Oh, the other door.
Okay. This is the
Cast the
plan.
dome.
I like
Whatever.
Here we go.
Okay. So you cast the
Which
dome.
button?
Whereabouts are you casting it?
I'm gonna put it as close as I can get it to the door that we want to open.
Okay, cool. So you're placing it kind of opposite room, center to the left, kind of that area?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out whereabouts.
Well, I
'cause
can't see inside your head.
I understand. So where you entered,
Yeah.
then across the wall and to the left is where that angled metal wall is with the sign. Are you putting it in the center of the room on that side then?
Yeah, close as I can get to that door that we wanted to go through in the a moment ago.
Biological weapon.
Yes, biology.
You got it. Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right.
You finish the creation of the dome and you are settled within.
Let's do this.
Okay.
All right. It's up to you.
Spectral hand appears and presses the other button, the not flush button.
Okay. The hand presses on it.
Button.
It doesn't depress. It doesn't like lower in. And it doesn't seem to react.
Oh, it may need like people.
I'll go over there.
Yeah.
I'll sit on it.
You sit on it. Nothing.
You've got spells. Veth, go for it. Come on.
It needs a spell. What kind of a spell do you think it needs?
Abjuration.
I don't have that shit.
I'll run over and be like, I'll try it, and I'll cast Armor of Agathis at first level.
Just add it.
Well, that's what we did with the door the first level. Yeah, I was like touching the stone and...
Maybe if we get back in and try and hit
You
the
reach
other-
out and
maybe-
touch the stone, and the minute you touch it with your hand, you feel it glow and warm beneath your hand.
Oh, it's
Wait, you just need a hand, not a butt.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, needed a hand.
Serious?
Yep.
My hand is like my butt in many ways. It's dirty.
As it glows, the door next to you guys begins to rise as the door behind you slams shut and leans once more off of its mooring. It seems like that door is damaged and is back in its wedged position as it was when you found it.
okay. Let's go.
But locking you guys inside that side of the chamber. The other door opens and you're within the dome, right?
Yeah.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Let's go.
Going through.
Nothing's pouring out or anything.
Nothing's pouring out.
Looks good.
Hey.
This hallway too is like 15 feet wide. It's the same as the previous one.
Okay.
Okay.
Then yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
go down that hallway.
All right, cool. Dome disappears. You guys take a few steps and you hear
The dome if we need
Oh.
it.
That's a baby.
Oh, I hate that sound.
It is like a lower pitch baby. It's an old baby.
Really quickly, or-
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's go. Should we go back into the dome? Just scooch back.
Just drop
He
that.
just
Oh,
dropped
you just
the dome.
dropped the dome.
I'm gonna
Yeah, wait until we
invoke
drop it.
duplicity.
I'm gonna invoke duplicity.
invoke duplicity.
Oh, someone's sword.
As you hear like this kind of heavy metallic footfalls heading from further down the hallway you're looking, and you see this faint light kind of swing side to side.
Oh, for God's sakes.
What do you do?
It's an anglerfish.
Yeah, we make friends with it. It needs a friend.
Okay, hang on. Is it dark in here? Is it dark?
There is no light in the room aside from what you guys have created.
Kill
so
your globules. Kill them.
globules are gone.
Pitch
You
dark.
cancel your light?
I'm out.
I'm
So you-
gonna hide behind Yasha.
Behind Yasha. Where are you guys arranged right now? Are you, like, because you stepped about 10 feet into the hall? before this happened.
And is it just a hallway and there's a huge, there's a sound and light coming at us and like
Correct.
closed
Towards
hallway?
us from
Yeah.
the hallway.
Yeah.
Maybe we should back into the
backing up.
room.
Back in the
Back into the room.
I can't see anything at the moment.
All right, you
Yeah.
guys all back into the middle of the hallway. You hear like you step into like glass that breaks under your foot. Thankfully, nobody gashes their ankle, but as you back up into it, you see the light kind of slightly swinging. You hear that.
Shit.
The light begins to get faster as it heads towards you. You can see now it lighting up the walls as it approaches.
Let's just keep dragging him out. Let us not fight in the hall.
Back him out.
Back him out. Back him
I'm gonna
out.
find a hiding
Should we
spot,
hit,
and I'm
hit
gonna
the door button
voltea
again?
it, bolt, and get ready.
Fine.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just gonna slip to the back side of the door, like up against the wall.
Through.
Okay, so you hide on the side. You all find, I'll say for the purposes of this, I'm gonna set up a map so you can tell me where you are.
Okay.
Oh, and then he's gonna call it, isn't he?
Yeah, got to.
Do we? I mean, it could be really sad, you know. It might be.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe
He's
By
got
the way,
he's got a broken paw.
This made-up map is sponsored by Dwarven Forge. Surprise that special dungeon master in your life this holiday season with Dwarven Forge gaming terrain. Go check all their amazing stuff out at dwarvenforge.com.
Cool.
Okay.
This is the hallway you guys are backing into. This is now the closed door that fell off its hinges. This is
Okay.
the chamber, and this is the platform where you push
How
the
did
button.
he have this?
Where do you guys want to be placed?
Where's the button that we pressed?
Over here.
What was the hallway that you said we were coming through?
This is the hall
offshoot?
that's coming down. You guys entered from here,
Yeah.
and that was where you were headed before you backed into this chamber.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just get my back up against the wall, like right here, just
Right there.
waiting for it to
got it.
walk by me.
Okay. Beth, were you hiding?
Put me like behind a cage or something.
Okay, you can do that easy enough right there. Okay.
Maybe I could fire like through the bars or something.
I'm going to hide behind
Be
the
a rough shot, but you can
astrolabe.
try it. What's up?
I'm going to hide by the astrolabe on the other side.
Over here?
Yeah, right over there.
I'm going
probably behind
to.
it.
I'm going to put my duplicate across from Bo on the other side of the hallway,
Okay.
and I'm going to actually run and hide right behind the button.
Over here?
Yeah.
You've got it. Alrighty. Yasha?
I'm gonna hang out with Jester's duplicate hidden behind there, just getting ready, like right up against the wall.
There's a lot of rock and rubble right there, so you gotta move into the corner or place there. Where do you want to go?
I don't have my glasses.
It's all good.
Okay,
Jester,
Fuck.
why are you watching Home Shopping Network right now?
yeah, I'll stay right there, that's
Okay.
fine.
Ford?
It won't work. It's a zirconium. We can't use it for a spell.
Caleb?
It's so pretty though.
Blind, and Caduceus said that he grabbed Caleb, so I'll be next to Caduceus.
Alright, so he gets dragged off into this side here.
Yeah, I'm
Can I
put
ask a
Caleb
question?
behind me.
Yeah, good.
When we hit the button originally, when Ford touched the button, did it instantly react, or how long did it take to react?
Currently half a second.
And it was as soon as my hand touched it. No
It was like,
magic was needed.
and then
Yeah,
And which
I'm gonna
podium
try
was it?
Yeah, like-
to
Did we
time
Star
it
Wars it?
to where as soon as it starts to come through, I'm gonna touch
right as
the
he's
button.
running, drop it, and then-
Right
The
at-
Rancor? You gonna do the Rancor?
Yeah.
okay.
Gonna rant for this.
Which podium was it, by the way?
It's where I am.
Okay,
That's why I'm
okay,
standing
okay.
right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to do it with the hand, or you're on the?
I'm on the button. That's what I was. That's why I
You
went.
guys all carefully wait, and you hear the as it gets louder and louder before eventually you see the light begin to fill the floor as there is this dangling, swinging orb of light. You watch, especially from your edge, both Yasha and Beauregard as it emerges. And from the light you see framed these like human arms reaching out. And two more human arms. And two more.
Nah.
Clusters of human arms that seem to be reaching out from the sides of a large, bulbous, swollen head. You see these arms reaching out like predator tendrils from the sides.
Sorry, nope.
These white, pupilless, glistening, bulging eyeballs protruding from the front of this gray face that the orb is floating from.
The doorway.
Its massive, mammoth-like body of thick hide begins to step inward. As its head turns slightly this way, you can see the face, humanoid, but awfully cherub-like. Like a large, pulsing, swollen baby face with over a half dozen arms emerging from the side as its mouth opens to split open jaw with hundreds of teeth filling the inside of its blackened mouth. They slightly twitch and turn. And that's where we're going to as we get to fight this thing. One of my favorite minis of all time.
Put it down so I can see it on the.
Is this a real thing? Did you make this?
No, this is actually from Kingdom Death. This is one of the things that got me to buy it.
Wait, can you turn on the camera
like
so we can
that.
see his little,
Wait, are you at the right?
little
There we go, there
face?
we go.
Oh yeah.
Because you're the one that I touched, right? So don't you need to be at the other one?
Terrifying.
Nope. Future
So much
liberals
nope.
want.
So we're gonna pick up from there, literally right there, next week.
Oh my God, you can't. You
look at
can't.
big
And you did.
for butt.
Yeah.
Gonna
my
poo like a
God.
baby.
Is it that far out already? Is it that far into the room?
It is emerging right now. I'd say to give you the benefit of the doubt, we'll stay there.
Okay.
I like this plan though. Let's remember this
I'm
plan.
Go one of two ways.
That's not
Yeah.
even the
I know,
worst
I
thing
know.
they make. Like, that is nowhere near the most horrifying thing I've seen come out of that game.
That's terrifying.
I wanted to bring this mini in.
Oh, man.
So long. All right. Thank you so much. We'll pick this up next week. Have a wonderful week. We love you very much. And is it Thursday yet? Good night.